Welcome to the Cockpit. My name's Ryan. I'll be your pilot tonight. Who we got in the chat? We got Big Green here repping the Jets, Jets. I like it. I like it, guys. We got Steven Engel, Joe Sigurino, Justin Levine. Thank you guys for tuning in. All new O-line, Fire Gaze. Ooh, we're shooting from the hip. Shooting from the hip. Guys, we're going to watch some... Sorry, gotta mute that. We're going to be watching some Monday Night Football tonight, answering all your Jets questions. We're going to do this the same way we do it every week. Call-ins are going to start at 8:30. The first half hour, we'll answer some of the stuff in the comment section. TJ Decker, welcome to the chat. I like it. Nice haircut. Thank you, Big Green. If you weren't a moderator, I'd make you a moderator. D-Mac! Gotta give Gase a chance with an actual QB. I agree. I completely agree. You look at what Gase has had to work with. Now, I understand Miami, Gase's former team, probably the worst team in the league. The Jets could arguably be the second worst team in the league. But there is hope, my friends. We have our starting quarterback hopefully coming back next week. We have our main linebacker coming back. So, fingers crossed. I was watching a little bit of the game. I watched probably the first half, and then I was like, I don't need any more sadness in my life. I'm good. I watched the highlights. You know what? I don't need to waste too much time on a Sunday for a game that doesn't really carry a whole heck of a lot of weight. You see us going into our third string quarterback. This is now what week? The third week of it, I guess. Or 2.5 week. You don't win many games on your third string quarterback. That's just the reality of the situation. Now, Luke Falk looked like a young quarterback. He made mistakes. He was thrown across his body. He was holding onto the ball too long. He couldn't make decisions. There were a few tweets that I saw, and I think, I don't want to butcher this, it's either Ian Rappaport or Rich Cimini. I think it was Cimini that actually tweeted these out. And they were clips of receivers getting open and Luke Falk just being too indecisive with the ball. And what happens is he holds on to it too long. Those guys, the defense has time to tackle him. And when you're going up against a defense like the Eagles, which, kind of sad, they only had, 3 sacks prior to our game with them yesterday. They left with 10 more. It's ridiculous. So I turned on the Giant game. And I just tried to watch a little bit. I figure at least I could talk a little bit more intelligently about one of the teams. Because right now it's really hard to check it out. I'll check this out tomorrow. See you, bro. Tyler, I appreciate you checking in. I don't know if I'm going to have these up beyond when I actually post these. Or when I actually go live. We'll see. See, I don't get a whole heck of a lot of joy from watching the Giants lose. Because I like when the Jets and Giants both win, because then there's a lot of hype around New York City. And having the Jets be terrible right now, not fun. But like Dan was saying, he's saying that you got to check Gase out when he actually has a quarterback. And we saw Darnold at about 80%. Because remember, he did have mono during week 1. They didn't really figure it out until just after that first game. It was like Wednesday or so, Tuesday, Wednesday. And you're going against the best defense in the NFL. I really do think the Bills have the best defense in the NFL. And when you look at the quarterback stats against the Bills defense, Darnold has the best stats of any of the quarterbacks that have gone up. Keep waiting, Ryan. Both teams suck. Oh, I know. But the Giants look like they have more of it together than the Jets. And yeah, I know we're missing a lot of key pieces, but they don't have their stud player in Barkley, and they just traded away Odell Beckham. And they seem to have kind of sort of figured it out. I would have liked to have seen Odell on this team with Daniel Jones. So a little disappointing there, I guess. But yeah, as a Jet fan right now, there's a lot of issues. Not having Darnold is half the problem. I completely agree. Now, here is a very interesting thing that I'm going to talk about to you 22 guys in the chat right now. And it's probably a video that I'll eventually wind up making, but I'll give you guys a sneak peek into it. Goddamn Patriots Nation in the house again. Well, at least he's consistent. He tunes in. So there is a faction of Jet fans that want to get ready for next year, which I'm all for. I understand you have the season's lost at this point. You're 0-4. The chances of you making the playoffs at this point, very, very hard. I don't know what the stats are at 4 or 0-4, but 0-3 was like a 5% chance of getting in the playoffs. And based on what we're seeing from around the league, I don't think it's far-fetched to say the Jets are not making the playoffs this year. So let's build for next year. This is what happens with teams that kind of bottom out. They don't really bottom out, but they are not where they need to be. The Jets clearly need to rebuild. We could have 5 new offensive linemen next year, and no one would really blink an eye. So what do the Jets have to offer? There's rumors saying the Jets are going to be active during the trade deadline. So you have Leonard Williams, who everyone wants to move, but guess what? He's not doing anything on the field, so why would anyone want to take on his $14.2 million salary? No one's trading anything for Leonard Williams. If they're willing to give up a 5th, 6th round pick, go for it. Fucking have at it. I don't see the reason in keeping him right now. If the Jets could actually hold on, Detonator, what's up? Garden Hose, what's up? If those guys, if you wanted to get rid of Leonard, if you get anything for him, I think you get something for him. But if eating his contract, his full $14.2 million this year gets us a better draft pick, I'd do it in a heartbeat. If we go from, say, a 4th round pick to a 3rd round pick just for eating his money, do it. Get the pick, give Joe Douglas some ammo. So that leads us into who are the most tradable, valuable assets on our team. And there's really 3. You can't really move Mosley. Mosley's got a very big contract. But there's 3 players that you could move. I'm not a fan of any of these moves. The first one is, people are going to say Tremaine Johnson. No one wants Tremaine Johnson. His contract's terrible. Sorry. Get out of here with that. You got Robbie Anderson. Robbie Anderson is someone that other teams may be interested in. Now, you might get a 4th round pick for him. That might be what it is. If that's the case, if you don't plan on keeping Robbie beyond this year, it's probably okay for you to move on from him for a 4th round pick. Even though I think he is worth more to the Jets for the rest of this year than that 4th round pick would be. But he is option number 1. Option number 2, I don't like it. Trade Gase. Option number 2, Jamal Adams. You don't want to bring this up. I'm going to make a video about this one. But option number 2, realistically, is Jamal Adams. Again, I love Jamal, and I do not want to trade him. I want to see him be a lifetime Jet. But if trading Jamal Adams nets you a 1st and a 3rd, or a 1st and another high pick, or a lineman and a 1st round pick, you need to consider it. Because Darnold is on his rookie contract for 3 more years. What about Bell? Bell I was going to touch on. Bell's interesting because you could probably move him. I'm not exactly sure if a team wants to take on that contract from him based on the running backs that we're seeing from around the league just do really well, like Eckler and other guys that are filling in for other players. So Bell's interesting, but let's say we hold on to Bell. Jamal Adams. He's been on winning teams his entire career. He's been with, career meaning, not career, LSU days. He was on winning teams throughout LSU. He comes to the NFL. He has barely won anything with the Jets, and it hurts. It pains me to watch this guy give it his all and just back the team unconditionally and to watch the team just fall apart from him. The defense has been on point this entire year. I don't care what you want to argue, the defense has not been the issue. Yes, we've given up a bunch of yards. The defense has been on the field way too long. Our offense is the issue, not the defense. You look at the Eagles game. The defense gave up like 17 points. That's enough to be able to win. And Adams is just like T. Jazz Jr. says, Jamal Adams. Oh, wait, no. Who was it? It was Joe. Adams is wasting his talent on the Jets. I agree. And it sucks. I do not want that to be the case. I want the Jets to have a quick turnaround, and I would not be for a move of Adams. But I can understand the rationale for it. Joe Douglas may not hold a safety in high regard the way our previous regime did. Now, I do think if you trade away Jamal, that drastically alters the locker room. But if you can start winning by trading Jamal, the locker room's going to figure itself out. Player number 3. And it's not Le'Veon Bell. This is something that might cause me to step away from the Jets if this happens. And let me tell you why. If you guys saw the interview with Joe Beningo, he spoke about this briefly. And if the Jets somehow, if we bottom out and we wind up getting a top 3 pick and the Jets are sitting there, what's more valuable? Potentially trading out of that number 3 pick and that team moving up, trying to take the 3rd best quarterback in this year's draft. Or which one would you get more assets for? Would you get more assets for the team trading up to get that 3rd best quarterback in the draft? Or do you get more assets? He's saying no way. I think you know what I'm going with. I'm going to say Sam Darnold. Could you get a king's ransom for Sam Darnold if you're sitting at number 3? And this would be my breaking point. I would lose my goddamn mind if the Jets decided to move on from Darnold. But here's the rationale for it. We still don't know if Sam is the chosen one. I believe in my heart of hearts that Sam is, based on what I've watched, what I can see. Can I play Sports Rock Angel again? I will. I won't do it right now, though, because I'm in the middle of a monologue. Sam Darnold is the option that a lot of people are, maybe not a lot, but there's going to be some people talking about it. Now, you keep your number 3 pick, say, and the Jets decide to take insert X player here, whatever that person is. It could be a quarterback. And if you were to, what would you get for Sam? Realistically, I think you could get at least 2 firsts for Sam in a heartbeat. A team like, God, I don't know. It could be any team from like 10 beyond that would give up two first-round picks for him. And I believe you could get at least that from him. I think he has shown enough where teams could buy in on him. Teams that are losing a quarterback, maybe I guess the Colts just gave their quarterback a new deal, sort of 2-year deal, 3-year deal. But that is an option that people are going to talk about. And I hate it. it would burn me to no end. If the Jets were to give up Sam Darnold for an unproven player, that would be the breaking point. I would have to walk away. There's nothing that you could do that would make me feel all right with that move. The Jets have tried for, 50 years to get a franchise quarterback? And now you give him up? You can't do it. You just can't make this move. Now, this is way too premature because this is very, very early in the season. We're just a quarter of the way through the season. But people are going to start hearing some rumblings if Darnold comes back and he plays poorly. Now, that could hurt his draft stock or his trade value, but here's what we're talking about. The argument for trading Darnold, aside from getting a bigger haul for him than you would for the number 3 overall pick, we have 3 years of controllable contract with Sam Darnold. If we draft Tua, Herbert, or any of these other guys, Jake Fromm, We get 5 years. So we automatically set the clock back an additional 2 years on this contract. It is very tough to win in this league with a quarterback on a max contract. Sam Darnold is going to get paid after Patrick Mahomes. Do not be surprised if Patrick Mahomes gets 6 years, $200 million. Would not shock me in the slightest. He's going to get a massive deal. He will sign the largest quarterback contract by a long time. And this is not me saying that I want Tua. It's not me saying that I want Herbert. I want Sam Darnold. I want to stay. I believe this guy has the potential to be a top 5 perennial Pro Bowl quarterback. I really do. In my heart of hearts, I believe in this guy. We've seen him dissect defenses, make changes. He's fast at processing, and he's just kind of got this it power. If he can stay healthy, mono's a very weird thing. So that's a one-off sort of thing. If he can stay healthy the rest of the year, and we're going to wind up getting... Darnold is no Mahomes. I agree. And I'm not trying to say Darnold is Mahomes, but Darnold will be paid more than Mahomes. Fact. He will be paid more. Dak Prescott is going to get more than Aaron Rodgers. That's just how quarterback contracts work. The next guy up gets the next highest contract. And it's not really the right thing, but that's just how contracts work. So Sam Darnold, in 2 years' time, because he'll probably have 1 year left on his deal, will be extended. And it's going to be to the tune of like $225 million, whatever. It's going to be huge. It is going to be a massive contract. Why would he trade the guy Joe Douglas came in here to build around? Garcus. This is an interesting point. We believe that he came here because of Darnold. If he believes in one of the quarterbacks that's coming out, that's who you would take at 3. This is a decision that you do not make until the very end of the season. And you guys are going to hate me. You don't make this decision. I am very much against this decision. I think based on everything that I've seen from Darnold, you have to keep him. I'm just trying to tell you guys what the people out there are talking about and why they would do it. $120 million will be fine. Not happening. Alex Sneh, second favorite Giant fan right there. Joe never drafted Sam. See, Joe seems to be on the same wavelength of this conversation. And I don't think Joe trades Sam. I know you can only believe so much front office reps say, but he said how his job isn't as difficult because he has the quarterback. I completely agree. If you have the quarterback, because if you move Sam Darnold and you miss on the quarterback, you're done. You're out of there. Steven, I completely agree. Beningo is a moron. I'm just trying. I didn't even listen to it. I heard the argument for it, and I'm doing my own stuff. Big Green, I like it. $130 million plus Brady deal. This is what's going to happen. The Jets are going to pay Sam Darnold to open up a hot dog stand in MetLife. It's going to be a $200 million hot dog stand. And we're going to have the cheapest quarterback contract on the planet. It's basically what the Patriots do with their TB12 clinic. Hey, we're going to pay Tom Brady through the TB12 clinic, and it's not going to count against the salary cap. Sports fan, you want to hear Rock Angel? Okay, you know what? Let's get some Rock Angel going. So here we go. Got a little bit going. I'll lower it a little bit. We got the Browns game going on right now. And I really need the Browns to... I need Odell to go off because I am absolutely terrible in my fantasy league and I don't stand a chance. DMAC, if he's still in the chat, is thumping me by like 50 points and we each have a player to go. So I need Odell to look good and be worthy of a trade. That's what needs to happen. Nothing about this says rock. I don't know. I didn't come up with the song. Rock Angel is just the name of it. Sorry. I was looking up copyright-free music, and this is the one I landed on. I was like, this is going to be my theme song for the Cockpit. What's the score? 0-0. Can they pick that up? Is that a turn? That's not a turnover. What am I? Oh, it's a punt. Derp. Just trade Leonard Williams, Tremaine Johnson, and Robbie Anderson to get Chris Harris Jr., AJ Green, and Trent Williams to the Jets. Why would anyone do that? I mean, I would do it in a heartbeat, but why would anyone else do it? TJ Decker, I agree. I would be hurt for a long time if that happened. Song is fire, Ryan. Thank you. I appreciate it. And the 49ers score a touchdown. Just rip off a long run. I like it. That means the Browns are going to have to pass. And I'm going to need... what's my favorite baseball team? Baseball team. I guess gun to my head, I'd probably pick the Yankees. And that's just because I don't need to burden myself with sadness. I am a Met fan too. Like, look, I'm not a baseball fan. I'll say Yankees because I know the most of them. I know more of them than I do the Mets. I've been to more Yankee games than I have Met games. So I'm going to be a Yankee fan. I mean, I still root for, like, you know, football-wise, my Jets. Basketball-wise, I tend to follow Stars more, basically because the Knicks haven't been very good in a long time, and I don't follow enough of basketball to know, you know, why the Knicks are so terrible. New York, let's fucking go, man. Oh, so we got a lot of people liking the Yankees. I like it. Guys, we got 33 people in here. I got 10 likes on the video. Come on now. Drop me some love. If you haven't followed me on Sportscaster, check the link in the description. There's a link for Sportscaster, which I don't know if it actually wound up taking. Am I on Sportscaster right now? No! Alright. I'm supposed to be on Sportscaster. For some reason, it does not want to go. So while I am talking to you guys, I'm going to delay this. I'm going to try and get Sportscaster working. Come on, Sportscaster, figure it out. I want all these. I want all this stuff on my Sportscaster feed. It's being a pain in my butt right now. Maybe I need to delete that channel. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, here we go. We're live on Sportscaster. Oh, here we go. We're live on Sport. Sportscaster. Any of you guys watching on there? Glad to have you. We're watching the Browns and 49ers live from the cockpit. I'm going to be taking some phone calls starting at 8:30. We're close. 4 minutes, boys. Jets are holding a players-only meeting. I heard this. I saw that Leonard Williams spoke out. And Leonard Williams is a good dude. I like Leonard Williams. I don't like his play style. His play style has been hot garbage. But it's also hard to rush the passer when you're always down because they're going to be running the ball a lot. So there's that to think about. We're the new factory of sadness. Oh, God. Yo, Ryan, you, Gangrene David, and Jets Centerline are the best YouTubers. Who is Jets Centerline? When it comes to football and the Jets, I hope that you don't stop what you're doing because it's amazing. Go Jets. Thank you, sports fan. You're a good person. I hear many good things about you. And now I have to look up who Jets Centerline is because I don't know who that is. Unless it's supposed to be Central? Haha, there it is, Central. Okay. I was like, wait a second. That makes sense. We got, yeah, I reached out to Jet Central. We're going to wind up doing a not Jet Central, but me, David, Jets HQ, and O'Leary are going to make a video series. Joe, this is the best channel. You're damn right it's the best channel. No, damn right. So, we're going to have basically an around the horn style thing. I might be the moderator. I might be joined in it. I don't exactly know yet. But it's going to be on Jets Talk. And I think what I'm going to call it, I was trying to figure out a name and a new logo, and I was like, well, that's just stupid. Let's just call it Jets Talk. So I'm glad you guys watch me, O'Leary, and Jet Central. You should. That would be dope. Thank you. Yes. So we're going to do that, and I'll have those guys on, and I'll eventually have them on. So the video that I'm talking about where we do like an around the horn style thing, it's going to be taped, pre-recorded. It's going to be about 20 to 30 minutes long. That's the goal. Keep it digestible so you can watch it on your commute to school, on your commute to work. I want to make it available in podcast form as well. We're going to see how it goes. And then I'll continue to do my Monday live show, and then I'll bring those guys on. I'll have David on, who's been on, O'Leary, and Howie. And I think that would be fun. I think you guys would have fun with it. I think as far as like Jets live streaming goes, I think I'm one of the more prominent live streaming Jet people, I would think. Maybe not. Maybe you guys hate me. But live. Everybody, watch it while you're driving. I have my I got YouTube Premium, so I'll throw on YouTube videos and hit play, and it'll play Bluetooth. And I'm driving, but like I kind of glance down every now and then. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. But I'm watching out front, not like on my phone. Don't watch while you're driving. Listen while you're driving. Bills D is nasty. TJ Decker, I agree. All Jets talkers should come with a therapist and liquor. All right, we're at 8:30. Let me open up the Google Voice. We'll get into some calls. Bum, bum. Ba-na-na. And boom. Look what they did to Brady. Sam didn't look as bad as Brady. TJ Decker, I agree. The Jets played better. Darnold played better than Brady did against the same defense. I'm sure there's other variables, too. Like, Darnold was home. Tom had to travel. So there's a little bit of a swing there. It's kind of a different aspect, I guess. But I think there is... Where are you going? Who won game, bro? Hey, see, look, the Bills won. Or the Patriots won. Patriots are also terrible people. Forget about this. Who we got?
Call from
Steve.
Steve, what's up, dude? Welcome to the Cockpit.
Hey, Ryan. How's it going, dude?
Not too bad. Hanging in there. Talk to me. What's on your mind?
Yeah, so, we're a quarter through the season, and I'm still one of those somewhat optimistic people. I know what the realities deep down are, though, but I'm not ready to give up on this team. I feel like maybe when Sam comes back, the momentum totally shifts, and I feel like maybe this week in practice, once we found out he wasn't going to play at all, we just threw out whatever game plan we were prepping for.
I agree. Did you see the tweet from, I think it was Rappaport or Samini, that said Luke Falk had no first team reps at all?
Yeah, and that's all on coaching. It really is.
It is, and I think they understand, hey, our best shot to win is to give Sam the most amount of prep. If he's healthy and he's good to go, we have a shot. If he's not healthy, regardless of how many reps Luke Falk gets, we're losing this game. So
exactly, yeah.
That's where I fell on it, and I think it's probably the right mindset, as much as it sucks for Luke Falk because he's unprepared. But
it's definitely true, but they should at least try to maybe sign. There has to be another free agent quarterback that has to be better than Luke Falk. He probably wouldn't even be an NFL starting quarterback anywhere.
Yeah, that's the thing. He looks bad. He looks really bad.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, he's on the practice squad for a reason.
I don't know what the answer is as far as a backup quarterback would go, because you don't want to give away any assets. If you're going to go
you
belly
don't.
up,
But the one guy I can see, like, yeah, we know his reputation, but I wouldn't care if Osweiler filled in for 2 weeks. At least he's a competent, somewhat. He's had NFL experience. I'm not saying he's great, but
Sure.
he's someone that's played.
Yeah, I don't think that's a terrible decision. And I'm pretty sure he worked with Gase in Denver too, so there's some knowledge about the schemes and systems. But I think the Jets are okay losing without Darnold. I think that it gives them an excuse to just like, hey, rest Mosley, rest Quentin Williams, don't let these guys rush back, and then, just sort of take it as it comes. If you're going to have a bad season, you might as well have a bad season and get a good draft pick. That's what's probably in their mind. Like, hey, it's Sam or draft pick, one or the other. Not that you're moving on from Sam, but like.
Yeah, but what would be hilarious, and even like NFL memes has sent it on all their social media. If we make the Cowboys go 3-3 after they're 3-0 to the Jets, that would be hilarious. I would love to see that.
See, that would be fantastic. When Sam comes back, there's a really good shot. The Jets are a pretty good team. The fact that we should have beat the Bills. We really should have. We were a kicker away from doing it, and we had Sam at like 80%. If Sam is 100%, we have Herndon back now. We have
Copeland's
back too. Yeah. Yep. You get these guys back in the fold. Mosley's back. I think you'll be able to have. I think our defense has already been playing well. When you get that leader in Mosley, you get Darnold back. It totally changes the entire offensive game plan. The way a defense is going to play Luke Falk is completely different from how you're going to play Sam Darnold.
Yeah, and to be honest, like deep down, I feel like Darnold isn't ready yet for next week until I hear it. He very well might be when we hear the news tomorrow, but until I hear he's good, I'm not ready for it. So I just hope he's back by the Pats game, because I don't care if we lose against the Pats, but if it's Luke Falk and we're embarrassed on Monday night again, that would be terrible.
My gut feeling is that the Jets are going to try and sell as many tickets as they can for the remainder of the season, and they're going to play this week to week. Oh, we're going to see how Sam Darnold's feeling today. Okay, well, his spleen's not feeling great today. We're going to check again on Friday. Oh, you know what? Unfortunately, he's not good to go. We're going to sit him down again. Let's wait for next week. And they're going to keep playing this game. They're going to keep trying to sell tickets and hope and all this other stuff. And we brought it up the one time on here where they might shut him down for the season. That's not
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked.
I would be totally fine with it. You want the Jets to bottom out, get a top 2 pick. I want to take Thomas, the tackle from Georgia, and you throw a ton of money at Sheriff, the guard from Washington. You do whatever you can to upgrade the offensive line. And I don't care if you spend every pick on the offensive line.
Yeah, it's fine with me. I mean, the defense, besides an outside rusher, the defense doesn't need anything. I mean,
corner.
Obviously we need a corner. Yeah, we do need a corner. You're right. But I'm surprised how well the corners have played. Poole's played well. Harrison's played, but Tremaine Johnson's the only really bad corner. Like, everyone else is actually filling in somewhat decent this year.
I was surprised he came back and was starting again. That kind of surprised me. I didn't think he had earned it. Garden Hose is saying Udoga was pretty bad. He gave up 2 sacks. I want to say it was 1 pressure and 1 hurry. It was also his first start against, Brandon Graham. Like, Brandon Graham's a really good pass rusher. So I'm not going to knock him completely, week 1. I would like to see him continue to play. I wouldn't mind bumping him into guard if, Shell is the better option at tackle. I'm okay with that as well. So
yeah, and to be honest, though, I mean, we knew even a healthy, perfect Jets team entering the season, the first 6 games, our realistic outcome was 2-4.
Yeah.
Let's say, a miracle is to snag out against the Cowboys or the Pats. Very unlikely, but if we snag one of those, that's a win. And if you look at the last 10 games, dude, I see 8 winnable games in the last 10. Like, some of these teams are easy in the second half.
You look at Jacksonville is looking harder. They look like a harder team than I would have thought. You have Miami twice. You've got the Bills again. You could shock the Bills. Like, we played them close the first time. There's no reason we can't do it a second time. You have Washington.
Yep.
You got the Steelers, who are now on their 3rd string quarterback, so they might not be that great.
You got the Bengals. You got the Raiders. Well, the Raiders are played well the
Raiders
other
are
day, but it's still the Raiders. I don't know.
I would say the Raiders, the Jaguars, and the Ravens are the three scariest games outside. Like once we get past the Patriots game, those would be the three that
Yeah,
I'm like,
and I think
really
we'll beat the
concerned
Giants
about.
too. That's another one.
Yeah, like I think the Jets should beat the Giants. Like, and I shouldn't even say that because Daniel Jones has played well, and I don't know if we're going to be good at covering, Evan Ingram because he's a filthy weapon right now. And then you figure they're going to have Barkley back. Like we might, that offense could give us problems, but their defense is so bad that I think our offense could do well against it. And I think as long as Sam can do well, our defense could kind of bring the heat. God, I don't know.
Our defense against the run is actually in the top 10 I saw going into yesterday.
I'm surprised. I'm actually really surprised about that. I guess the Jets are selling out against the run because teams aren't going to have to pass on them because they're up by so much. I don't know. It's sort of a weird
that's true.
Dude, you got 9 seconds.
All right, man. Take care. I'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, dude. I appreciate the call in. Boom! And you have been ejected from the cockpit. Thank you, dude, for calling in. I love it. I saw Gangrene David is in here somewhere. Looks like he just tried to call in, so I'm sure I'll get a call from him in like 2 seconds. What do we got going on in the chat? Alex Lewis. I was very pleased with the way Alex Lewis played. He should continue to play the rest of the season. You just keep grooming him along. See if you can have one piece figured out. Then when Assembly comes back, maybe you try him out on the other side, and you get rid of winners. You pull winners off. You're going to try all different kinds of combinations. I'm cool with moving Edoga inward. Really what needs to happen is these guys need to figure it out and get the chemistry down between the two of them.
Call from
David Gangrene.
David, what's up, dude? Welcome to the cockpit.
Oh my God, I love the cockpit. What is up, my man?
Not too much. I saw your missed call yesterday. I was tired and frustrated, and I didn't pick up. So I'm sorry.
I don't blame you. I mean, we could have vented together.
Dude, that's just it. It's like one of those things that I was not upset with the Jets this past weekend because I had no expectations of the Jets remotely playing well enough to win. So, like, it's hard for me to even want to make... I saw everyone else put out a pregame for the Jets-Eagles, and then I was like, I'm not going to waste my time. It's like
I didn't do that either.
Guess what? It's going to...
But I already spent enough time going on Eagles Video Makers channel, just pretty much previewing the debacle.
Say that again?
I said, I wasted my time going on Eagles Video Makers channel, basically previewing the debacle.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I'm actually eating while I'm talking on the phone.
That's all right. I was going to talk to Philly 500. We were going to do a video together. And I wound up not reaching out to him recently because we talked about it during the preseason. And what happened was I, got busy a little bit, but I just didn't. There was no point. There's like Donald's not playing, so it's like, what am I going to talk about? Like, we're just going to, take one. That's what's going to wind up happening.
I mean, well, by the time I found out Darnold wasn't playing, I was like, there's no point in doing this preview anymore, so I'm like, fuck it. But, sorry. I probably should not have cursed. But
that's all right. I don't know if they monetize these anyway.
Are you going to go to the Cowboy game?
What was that?
Are you going to go to the Cowboy game?
I'm not. And the reason is I'm still in the last part of my golf season I work at a golf course. And we have a craft beer outing on Sunday. It's our first one that we're doing, and we have 19 beers across 18 holes, and it's going to be absolutely awesome. We got a cool dinner plan for it after. We sold it out. We maxed it at 80 people, and we have a bunch of people on the waiting list that are like, hey, if someone cancels, like, we want to be in on it. And it's a really cool event.
That sounds lit.
Yeah, and that sounds way better than watching the Jets lose to Dallas. No, I hope the Jets win. But unfortunately... no, I will not be attending this week. The next game that I might consider going to is probably the Jets and Giants game.
Yeah, I'm looking at that one, and I'm going to be at the Jeff Patriot game on Monday night. So that should be interesting. But going to that Cowboy game, I mean, I kind of made a video earlier. I don't know if anybody in the chat saw it, but I pretty much just kind of let loose. And I just talked about how garbage that we've been. I mean, I mean, can you agree that PSLs have priced out Jet fans from going to games?
Say that
Can
again?
you agree with that? Because, like, why would you want to invest on a ridiculously priced PSL that's not even necessary to see a losing product? Fans are spending a lot of money, not even just on that, but you're also spending money to park. You're spending money on, you're spending like $20 on a food and a drink, and then you're just demoralized at the end, and you got to deal with the post game traffic. And I don't know, man. Like, what do you think? Like, do you think? I mean, Jet fans deserve better.
Jet fans do deserve better, but you know what happens is because we're in the New York area, a lot of what's catered at the Jet games, they know a lot of people are going to be watching on Red Zone. They're going to be watching at home. A lot of those tickets are catered towards corporate entities. They have the money to shell out for these kinds of things. Now, I was invited for to kind of talk memberships with them a little bit, just because of my affiliation with my job. And the pitch they had to me was, hey, do you think you could sell 2 memberships in the time that, or do you think you could close 1 deal or 2 deals in the time that you're at a Jet game? You take clients out and you wow them. Do you think you could get your best sales guys in a room and sell 2 memberships,
Okay.
and make that box worth it? And I'm looking at the guy, and they were not cheap. It was very expensive for 1 game box seats, and it was for a box for just 1 game. And I'm looking at him. He goes, "Oh, look, those giant. The top choice is going to be that Jet Giant one. It's going to be a big time game, and the Jets look like they're going to be great with this, that, and the other one." And keep in mind, this is before week 1. And I look at the guy. I was like, "Do you know who you're talking to?" It's like, "Look, the Bills are our first winnable game. If the Jets lose to the Bills, there's a good chance we lose to the Browns and we lose to the Patriots. We're 0-3. You come out of the bye, you got the Eagles, the Cowboys, and the Patriots. We could be 0-6. I don't think the price of that Jet Giant game is going to be that much higher if we wait on tickets." And he just kind of like, he I don't know what to say. It's like, dude, I know my team, and I am overly optimistic on things, but I'm not shelling out the kind of money that they want for that particular box seat when I know my team. I know how ticket prices go. And as soon as they lose the first game or the first 2 games, my buddy's getting phone calls for season tickets. "Hey, do you want to buy the tickets for the rest of the games?" And they're like, no. I've seen the product that's out there. I don't want to buy any more tickets.
There you go. Just proved my point.
Yep.
Like, they priced out fans ridiculously.
Well, that's just it. You have when I used to own season tickets, it was very much a blue collar team or a blue collar fan base. We had guys that would go to the games every single day. Everyone around us, the probably a 20 seat radius around us, were all season ticket holders. We saw the same guys week in and week out. We tailgated with them. It was a absolute great time. I loved every second of it. I would not change it for the world. Since they built the new stadium, it hasn't felt the same. Now, the tailgating is still a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. Really love the tailgating. I had the opportunity to go to week 1, and it was an absolute blast.
It was a blast week 1.
Yeah, and you know what? I'd be more apt to go and tailgate than to actually go into the game. Like, I'd rather drive the half hour home, 30 minutes before the game, watch the game on TV after having a great time tailgating in the parking lot. Just because you get better views. I would love to do some kind of go out and go to a bar, and I wish there was a Jets bar. There needs to be a Jets bar somewhere close to me, and I don't know if there is.
I mean, they opened that mall by the stadium. I mean, maybe there's something in there.
The mall in the stadium?
No, there's a new mall that opened literally right by the stadium.
Oh, really? I did not know that. I have not tried to go in there yet. Maybe they'll get me to be their hype man, and I will get people there.
What?
I said I'll be their hype man, and I'll get people there. Give me free drinks.
Granted, because we've been demoralized as Jets fans.
Oh, yeah.
Do you see nothing changing with Sam coming back? Absolutely nothing? Or, do you think that Sam is literally our only hope left, for the season? Because, to be honest, as much as Adam Gase has pissed me off, the only slim chance he has left is with the starters coming back and with a legitimately healthy team. Because once that's there, the injury excuse is gone. Like there's no more excuses. Like,
look,
if
I
you're
think
playing the way you're playing, then you need to be. If you're playing the way you're playing with a healthy squad, like with Jenkins, Mosley, Darnold, Copeland, Herndon, all these guys. If you're playing
D-Mac goes, just go to Hooters again. Yes, squad, Hooters isn't there though. Yeah, no, okay. So look, you're talking.
If you're playing with a relatively healthy squad, then do you think?
Yeah, but look at the roster. I'm okay with looking at our team, and you say, look, our offensive line is dreadful. That's not on Adam Gase. I'm sorry. He tried to, if he had any input in the draft process, or he wasn't able to have any input in the draft process. What happened was...
Yeah, but it was Mike Maccagnan.
Well, yeah, Maccagnan told him not to talk to any of the scouts because he didn't want an unfair bias going towards certain players. Which, okay, I get it. Sounds pseudo-reasonable, but wouldn't you want to know who your head coach wants on his team? Like the style of player rather than just drafting guys? So, kind of dumb. I would like to see... I think Gase needs to get 2 years, minimum. There's no way...
Yeah, I honestly have a...
There's no way that Joe Douglas came in here and said, hey, thank you, Adam Gase, for getting me this job. I know you pushed for me. By the way, there's the door. That's not going to happen.
Yeah. But, honestly, I don't see Gase getting fired at the end of the year. Like, I really don't see it. Like, because you fire Adam Gase, and then you put Sam into a third offensive system. Like, I understand, like, at that point, like, oh, if it's that bad, like, why would you keep it? But
I think Sam is good enough to understand everything that Adam Gase's system is. When you look at the quarterbacks he had Peyton Manning, and it was phenomenal. I would love to know how much of the game plan was changed by Peyton Manning, like, in-game. But Ryan Tannehill was his best quarterback other than Sam Darnold, and you have Ryan Tannehill as the backup to Marcus Mariota. And Marcus Mariota is like a bottom 5 quarterback right now. Like, he's been terrible. Garden Host says, if Lincoln Riley is available, you have to hire him. I would be stunned if Lincoln Riley came to the NFL and did not go to the Browns. That's my thought.
I agree.
I would be shocked if Lincoln Riley came to the Jets.
But, like I said, Sam Darnold is Adam Gase's last hope, because if Adam Gase strictly came in here and used up his entire offseason to develop that offense strictly for Sam, and if Sam comes back and you're still laying eggs, this is going to fall flat on Adam Gase. Because at this point, with the way he's using what he has, like, I understand, like, I get all the injuries, but he's not maximizing his opportunities. He's having Le'Veon Bell carry the entire offense, and it's just mind-boggling to watch poor Le'Veon Bell having to break like 4 or 5 tackles a run.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think what needs to happen, you look, Bell's been a trooper, and I genuinely feel bad for Bell. Like, if he wanted to be traded, I would be okay with it. I'd be like, hey, look, I get it. We suck. Let's move him. Like, he has put in so much effort into this offense, and he has said all the right things. I legitimately feel bad for him for choosing it. It's like, I feel guilty that the Jets signed this guy because he's given us 100%, and the Jets clearly do not have 35% to give this guy.
Agreed. It's just sad, but who knows?
Dude, I think we need to... So we're going to start doing our show, you, me, O'Leary, and Howie, probably, I would say in November. That would be my guess, because I'm a little busy the next, 2 weeks. November, I'll start slowing down. And then I have, come December, I'll be churning out videos. Get videos, not daily, but pretty frequently.
Get more frequently. Oh, what about Tremaine Johnson? TJ's JR actually brought up a pretty good point.
What do you mean?
He said if we trade Tremaine before the offseason, it's $24 million cap hit.
Well, no one's going to take Tremaine Johnson anyway. There's no one on this planet that's going to take on Tremaine Johnson's contract, so just forget about it. The only reason Tremaine would not be on this team next year is if we designate him as a June 1st cut and we, eat $12 million a year or whatever it is. That's the only way.
Is my birthday always cut day now?
What? I don't know when your birthday is. I don't know when cut day is. Like, cut day is like usually like.
No, you said June 1st. No, you said June 1st cut day.
Oh yeah, okay. June 1st is so. June 1st is when contracts like toll for like the next year, I guess. So if the Jets designate Tremaine Johnson a June 1st cut, they will get the cap space, and then they will officially release him on June 1st. And part of his cap hit will hit the 2019 year, and part of his cap hit will hit the 2020. Or he'll hit the 20. His cap hit will hit the 2020 and 2021 year, as opposed to all accelerating to 2020. So that's what that June 1st cap.
That would be a great birthday present.
See, that's not bad. It's now there is the situation where, hey, let's see what the Jets can figure out with the cap space they already have. If they're not using up enough cap space, maybe you just cut Tremaine Johnson, eat the entire dead cap next year, and roll into next offseason without the $12 million in dead cap the following year. It's going to depend on how the Jets use their cap space, because honestly, Tremaine Johnson shouldn't be here. I would like to see Avery Williamson come back, but he's $6.5 million saved against the cap, so he's probably gone. I could see Winters being cut. Beacham's gone at the end of the year.
Should be gone.
Yeah, I think Alex Lewis was pretty good. I do want to see us I'm kind of okay with the Jets totally not doing great and getting the tackle from Georgia. You're coming into 10 seconds, but I'm going to give you more time than that.
I mean, obviously we have to do more offensive line study, when it comes draft time, or maybe free agency.
Sure.
But I think, like I said, if we go 6-10, I think this is a season where we were supposed to expect a confident direction from the Jets. I expect this team to have six wins at least, no more. I mean, no less. Other than that, you gotta have a confident direction going forward. That's just ridiculous. But
you
I
need
see the clock running out, so I'll take it. I'll see you later, man.
Take it easy, dude. I appreciate you calling in, and I will talk to you later. Boom! And now I think I have. Oh nope, timer reset. Here's the. Listen, you're out of here. You're out of here, Gangrene David. What do we got? Matt, the Jets scored 2 touchdowns in 4 games. Yes, we're bad.
Call from. To accept, press.
Hello, mysterious no-named caller. Welcome to the Cockpit.
Hello. Life is like a net.
I don't know what happened. I didn't hear anything. He started playing some music. And I was like, well, that's not a person. Chris.
Call from.
Chris from Florida.
To accept.
What's up, brother? Welcome to the Cockpit.
Yo, what's going on? Jets Talk 24/7. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, baby.
Yeah. I love my boy Chris from Florida. What's
Hey, my man.
What's on your mind?
Oh my gosh. So I got to tell you this mad prediction I had after, unfortunately, watching that last night's game. But I had this mad prediction of this mad dream. It was a dream. How we all know how Sam Darnold does not do social media. We all know that he don't like showing up his emotions. He tries to stay calm, and we really like that. He's composed with himself. So I had a dream. This man went up on Jamal Adams' Twitter account and just ranted about how he was pissed, he was angry, and that when he comes playing these Cowboys, because he's saying, I'm coming for this win. We need a W. And I'm pissed. I'm fired up. I'm tired of this BS. Man, I just have this strong feeling that we're going to have a great game. I'm not predicting a win or loss, but I have a great feeling about this Cowboys game, that it's going to hype up a lot of Jet fans.
Dude, I will predict right now, if Sam Darnold starts against the Cowboys, the Jets will win. When you look at who the Cowboys have honestly beaten, and they played well the first 3 weeks of the season, but they played Miami. They played the Giants with Eli. They played, the Washington Redskins. They've played a terrible first 3 games, and they have lost every game since. So if the Jets, this Cowboys game is a game that the Jets could win, and it's something that if Sam's ready to go, they need to just go put their foot to the floor. You have Herndon back, you got Copeland back, you get Mosley back, you get all these guys back in action. This is how you right the ship, and this is how you start moving forward.
Agreed. Agreed. I have a feeling just because of when you watch how the gameplay was, and you could see Darnold on the sidelines trying to support his team. You could just see it in his face how ticked off he was, just how the game flow was going. You know, and it really ticked me off more is just how we had to constantly. I think that was Gang Green that was last talking, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I had to agree with Gang Green David about that one factor is that we have been utilizing Bell a lot. I love Bell. He's got the energy. He's trying to stay so positive for this franchise, for this team out here. But I am really scared that we are just going to put him in a bad position. He keeps having to take these long slant routes, and we cannot just get the offensive line working for him to drive down the middle. He's just putting a lot of pressure. So with Darnold coming in, man, I just have that feeling that Robbie Anderson, he's going to have a field day. Robbie Anderson, I know he's missing his boy Darnold. And Demarius Thomas is going to have also some hands out there.
Yeah, I would like to see Demarius with Sam. I haven't been able to watch Demarius close enough, and honestly, it's tough to really grade the Jets right now with Luke Falk playing as poorly as he is. I don't know if you caught the beginning part of this.
Couldn't even let go of the stupid ball.
Dude, he was holding on to it.
Myself,
the sacks that were like on the offensive line, I would like to look at Luke Falk and really see like, okay, dude, when would Sam have gotten rid of the ball? Like, hey, look, boom, ball's out. Like, do we get 5 sacks? Is Luke Falk's decision making worth 5 sacks? Is that like what it wound up being? Like, realistically, it wasn't all 10 of them, but at least a chunk of them.
But I mean, I didn't like how he just stood there and everything. And here's another thing I was wondering. Where did all of a sudden that one awesome play come out after the special teams retrieved the ball back?
Oh, where they flipped it? They flipped it around. It was like the end around.
I know. It was like, oh my gosh, Case, you might actually know some offensive plays. Where the hell was that?
Now it makes me a little bit sad that that's the way the Jets score a touchdown. Like that. Like it's not the traditional sense of like, hey, let's dissect you with good plays. Not saying that's not a bad play, or not saying that it is a bad play, but sleight of hand is not necessarily showing skill. And I would have preferred that to be like play design and like, hey, this guy cuts this way, and boom, we hit the right guy. But when you don't have Sam Darnold, sleight of hand's kind of the only thing you got.
Oh no, I agree. As long as Falk didn't have the ball, that's the most important thing. Like, as long as he didn't have the ball in his hand and he let it go, somebody else was going to take care of it.
Dude, I would have been okay with almost watching, like, the Wildcat all game and just see, like, Le'Veon Bell throw passes to guys. And they'd be like, is he going to run it or is he going to throw?
Funny.
It's like, it's that bad. Like, Luke Falk was terrible. And I thought Luke Falk was our second best quarterback. Like, I keep saying, like, it's our third string quarterback. But I thought Simeon was bad.
I don't even know how you can call him. I don't even know. Throughout just seeing this game, I don't know where anyone said he was a quarterback. Because, like you said recently, quarterback's supposed to get the ball and let it go.
Yeah.
Dude held it on like he was on an Easter egg, and he found the golden egg, and he didn't want to let it go.
Yeah, no, he held on to that ball with his dear life. And the few times he didn't hold on to the ball, interception, fumble. And it's like...
So where are you going to hope with this Cowboys game? I want to hear your thoughts on it. What do you think Darnold is going to both struggle in? Hypothetically, he comes in. Where is he going to be his strength for this team, and where is he going to have to watch out for to get back in the game?
He's going to have to watch out for DeMarcus Lawrence first and foremost. And if Darnold plays next game, I am 100% okay with seeing the most amount of holding penalties we have ever seen. If that means our guys holding on for dear life so Sam Darnold does not get hit, I don't care. Take the penalty. I don't need the win. I need Sam Darnold to live. That's my first thing.
Agreed. I do not want to say our best quarterback died too soon and young.
Oh, dude. And beyond that, so if you assume Darnold can stay clean, or at least stay upright, then I want to see him and Herndon make a good connection. I want to see him and Crowder make a good connection, because I was very hopeful that Crowder was going to be the key focal point of this offense. I thought it was going to be a lot of quick slants with him, and it seemed like that's the way it was trending. He got 14 receptions in week 1, so it seems like that's probably what we'll wind up seeing more of. I want to see quick decision-making. I would like to see
I
him
agree
move
with you.
around, but
Crowder
I don't want to
definitely
see.
looked
I don't want to
hungry.
see Darnold run. I want to see him get down on the ground. I want to see him slide. Like, I don't take a hit. Just baby steps. Just baby step all the
Do
way.
you think Joe Douglas has got any plans up for the offensive lineman still?
I think you're going to see Alex Lewis stay at guard. That's probably something that's going to continue to happen. Edoga is probably going to get more reps at right tackle, I would think. And then they might move him over. They're gonna mix and match this offensive line more than what we've seen in recent years, which is probably a good thing.
Right. No, that sounds like a smart plan. When I was watching Edoga, I was actually really happy to see him. Edoga only let probably 2 sacks pass by him, but of course this is his first start throughout the game. So I'm not surprised that he at least let 1 or 2 in. But he was holding his own. He was definitely holding his ground, looking like a pro out there.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I don't mind.
Center we had to watch out for.
I don't mind letting the rookie learn. Let him try to gel a little bit. You got to shake some things up. The offensive line has not been good, so you got to change something up. I think Winters is definitely gone after this year. There's no way he's staying on this roster.
I don't see how. No.
Alex Lewis might be the only guard returning. It might be the only player returning on this offensive line. If you can get the top tackle in the draft, you're talking Thomas from Georgia. Alex Lewis is our guard of the future, maybe. Then you sign Sheriff for a ton of money to be the other guard. So you got 2 guards and you got the tackle. You can take a center in the 2nd or 3rd round and relatively be okay. And then you're just kind of filling in the tackle on the other side. So you got, baby steps there. Chris, you got 10 seconds.
Oh, well then, hey guys, don't lose hope, have love, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Go Jets, baby!
Yeah! My boy Chris from Florida. You're out of here! Always calling in. I like this. I like talking with the regulars. Got the same guys each week. We'll have to get some new people on here. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody. No, it's all right. We'll see. I was hoping we'd get more. I think if the Jets were good, we'd probably get more people chiming in onto this live stream. 30 people for a terrible team? I'll take it. We'll roll with it. Why not? Who we got? Who's on the horn?
Call from
Vinny.
Oh boy. My boy Vinny, what's up, dude? Welcome to the cockpit.
What's up?
Hang in there. Another day, another dollar.
I thought since the Jets have been so terrible, I'm going to do the only thing less painful than watching the Jets play right now.
Play that song.
No.
I thought you had something queued up. I was waiting for it. All right, no.
I was actually listening to some Cream in honor of the passing of Cream's drummer Ginger Baker yesterday.
Very, very cool. I have not listened.
So I'm doing the only thing less painful right now than watching the Jets play.
What's that?
Eating a ghost pepper.
Oh, you're eating a ghost pepper? Oh, you do that live on my show, and now you're like dying from inhalation of ghost chili pepperness. What's your favorite? You like? Well, you're eating a ghost pepper. Vinny's dying over there. Get yourself some water, Vinny. I've never had a ghost pepper. Worse.
No, I'm fine. I can handle it. So yeah, man, that was terrible. I just turned it off after the pick six. I just said no.
Oh, dude, I had a hard time turning it on to begin with. I was like, I know we're gonna lose. Am I gonna see anything of value? Luke Falk's gonna hold on to the ball too long, and now all of a sudden I'm gonna be like, oh well, is the offensive line worse, or is Luke Falk holding on to the ball too long? Am I gonna see anything out of the receivers? Probably not. So it's just frustrating. Mm-hmm. I watched it for maybe the first half, and I was like, well, I'll watch Red Zone for a bit, and then I switched on the Giant game. I was like, you know what? Let me get some educated opinions about Daniel Jones, which the dude can sling the ball.
Yeah,
I give him that. I am very, I was never down on Daniel Jones, but I was very much, I didn't think he should be a first round pick. I'm okay with saying I thought he shouldn't have been a first round pick, but
yeah,
he looks pretty good. I mean, it looks like Shermer kind of knows what he's doing with building the team. He's building the offensive line. which is something we need to happen as Jet fans.
Yeah.
He traded away a wide receiver who's been a headache, and he got a first-round pick and a third-round pick or whatever for him. So he's making moves that need to be made, but not that fans love. Like trading Jamal Adams might be a move that fans are going to hate the way that the Giants hated the Odell move. But it might be a move that makes this team better in the end.
Yeah.
What do you feel about that sort of situation? What would you think if the Jets traded Jamal?
I think it would be really. I don't like it, but if they think it's the best thing to do to put this team to win, then do it.
Yeah, that's God, I want Jamal to be here for when we are good, because I think it would be so much fun. He would be the kind of like can't wait Bart Scott mode kind of guy that we would get. Like that's what I want that so badly as a fan, and I would be so upset if I just bought this nice new jersey and I'm so excited for Jamal Adams and then they goddamn trade him. I'd be so pissed.
Uh-huh.
I would be very upset.
Yeah. Woo!
Finny, you got to talk to me. What you seen any good movies recently?
No, I was planning on seeing Joker.
Oh, I saw it. It was good. I won't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Keep my mouth shut. One of the things.
No.
So I'm a big movie guy. We know this. I've talked about movies a bunch of times. I do all my little short.
Movies, though,
I do all my short
actually
clips. You shush up. I do all my little clips with the movies, and that's because I love movies. But I have this one gripe with people, and one of my buddies at work did it and said it to me the other day. And he turns to me and he goes, "Hey, that movie was terrible." I was like, "Dude, I'm going to see the movie. Why would you tell me it's terrible? You automatically putting something bad in my head." I was like, that's like telling someone that there is a twist in a movie. When you tell someone that there is a twist in a movie, it ruins the twist. There's no twist then.
That's a M. Night Shyamalan movie, then you already know there's a twist.
Well, you know that. I mean, every M. Night Shyamalan movie has a twist. But you can't have... I'm a big person... Like, if I want to see a movie, I don't watch trailers for it. If I catch a trailer for a movie that I haven't seen before, I'll watch it and I'll be like, okay, that's pretty good, and I'll turn it off the second I decide, hey, I want to go see that movie. Because I think trailers ruin movies. They show the majority of all the good parts in the movie, or in the trailer, and then you wind up losing it, and you don't get all the fun that you could have had. Like, the best movies that I've seen, I went into Superbad without watching a trailer, and I damn near wet myself. It was the best movie I've seen in this, like, in theaters.
No.
Ma, the meatloaf.
Okay, but you know, I totally agree about what David said earlier when he called him.
Yeah.
About the fact that
Vinny's dying over there. Vinny needs water. I can hear him
no,
drinking.
that makes it worse. But my gosh, about fixing up this line is so pathetic.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think you need to fix the offensive line first and foremost, and I think the way to do that, there's a few good tackles in this draft. Now, I think there's a possibility, and I don't know what that chance is. I think if they sit Darnold for next game, and then if they sit him for the Cowboys game, I think they are going to sit him for the entire year. And my gut feeling is they're just trying to drag it out as long as possible to try and sell those tickets, try to get some money back from this, keep the Jet fan hope alive, get some ratings boosts and whatnot. But God.
I'm on a live stream calling. Live stream calling.
Why are you crying?
I just hear those.
Why are you crying?
Yeah, that's my mom. Sorry.
Vinny's dying over there with the ghost pepper. Oh my God, that's fantastic.
No, I'm on a live stream.
I wish I had a live stream video of you. Oh my God.
Yeah, no.
I appreciate
Maybe I'll post a video after the reaction.
Oh, dude, I got it. I would cut you off, but you got a minute and 40 seconds. So I'm gonna let you.
Yeah, no, but
keep talking with the minute and 40 seconds of you dying over there.
Right now, I'm just trying to get this. Still, I'll tell you this right now. Still, as painful as it is, it's still as painful than watching the Jets play.
Oh God, the Jets are so bad. We're so bad. Oh man. Yeah, no. honestly, I don't mind working.
Away.
Vinny, you're about to get your ass kicked out of the cockpit.
All right, you know what? All right, the one player I'm looking at in the draft right now, yeah, I agree with you on the tackle, and maybe hopefully if we fall to the second round, the center from Wisconsin.
That's what I've heard. I've heard people talking about him, and
Yeah, no, I watched him. He looks like a grown man pushing around 9-year-old.
I like it. The Wisconsin offensive linemen that have come out have always sort of been better than everyone else, and it's a product of whatever system they got going on up there. And I'm always in favor of drafting those kind of guys. If we do poorly enough where we can get the tackle from Georgia, if we can get him, you get the center from Wisconsin, you take the guard from Washington, you throw him a ton of money. Just pay him whatever it takes to get him here. And honestly, if Washington thinks they're going to let him walk, I would be like, hey, you want to do a trade for a trade? Like, I'll eat all of Leonard Williams' contract if you give us Sheriff. Now, I think they're going to try and retain him, but he's going to test the market, and I think we got to throw a silly amount of money at him.
Yeah.
Vinny, you got 7 seconds.
Oh, okay, well, let's just hope Darnold's good.
Boom! That's all, folks. Sorry, Vinny. You're out of here. Grandpa Mark, I saw you just tried to call in. Give it another call. You know what? Before you call in, grab myself a beer. Grandpa Mark, don't hang up on me. Oh, it's not Grandpa Mark. Who we got? Welcome to the Cockpit, caller.
Yo, brother, what's going on?
Who we got? What's your name?
Mark motherfucking Myers.
Mark motherfucking Myers, what's up, my dude?
What's up, man? It's a rough week for Jets Nation out there.
Dude, it's been terrible. Ever since Darnold got knocked out, it's just been like, I don't care about watching the games. It's like, I know we're not going to win. There's no hope here when Darnold's not playing.
No, it was a rough one. But listen, you know, like everybody's dumping on Gase, and I think that's low hanging fruit. I'm gonna be honest with you because you know, like when he had Peyton Manning, you know, Peyton Manning was a lot like Tom Brady. You hand him the play in the huddle, he calls it out, he goes out, he sees the defense, and then he makes adjustments.
Yep.
Okay, like the you know, the offensive coordinator for New England is not the greatest offensive mind in the NFL.
No, I agree.
It's because he has Tom Brady, and right now Gase is working with nothing.
Oh, I completely agree, and that's a huge part of this. It's you want to give him the benefit of the doubt because his entire career of being a head coach, he had Ryan Tannehill, and they did all right when he was healthy. And Ryan Tannehill is now the backup quarterback for a bad Marcus Mariota. So I don't know, like where I think Darnold's the best quarterback he's had since Manning. And I mean, is it premature to say that? Probably, but I
don't think so. Compared to Tannehill, no, I don't think that's premature. I think you're right on time with that. But the thing is, you can't judge Gase's offense based on a quarterback that has a very slow decision-making process, holds on to the ball way too long. He's not an NFL quarterback. He shouldn't even be on the field.
Yeah, no, I mean that's why he was on the practice squad. Let's be honest, and for me, being blatantly honest, I thought Luke Falk was the second best quarterback we had on our roster. I still believe that because I thought Simeon was terrible, but I mean oh man, he's bad. He is real bad. We don't have a backup quarterback. We have oh crap, this guy knows how to get hit for us while Darnold's waiting.
Yeah, no, he's a deer in the headlights right now. Things are happening way too.
And look, we have not given him any sort of help by not giving him any first round reps. By doing that to him, you're setting the guy up for failure.
Yes, and the offensive line not blocking for Bell, no running game. You know, you've seen it last night with Kansas City. You know, the running game could, in the Kansas City game, you know, with the Colts, the running game could really help out the quarterback, you know, put the other quarterback on the sideline, you know, and the offensive line is in shambles. But I just think dumping on Gase right now for this mess that we got going on at quarterback, I don't know if I can do it. I got to wait until till Dallas. I think if Sam's back, I think we're looking at a different team.
I agree. And you know what? Even then, I'm fine with giving Gase the rest of the year before I say, hey, his play calling sucks. Or, hey, whatever. Oh, what is this guy saying? Garcus, love you, Ryan, but you have a great channel, but you are being a Gase apologist. Can't wait till Sam's coming back, and it is the same thing. Okay, so this guy's saying that regardless of Sam in there or not, it's Gase's fault. Now, if Gase continues to look inept because of the play calling, look, I have not been a fan of Gase and his play calling so far. And I'll be honest, you guys can look back at my videos. If you go back to when Gase was hired, I was pissed. I wanted McCarthy. I was a big McCarthy guy. And you know what? I have been talked into Adam Gase. And I can live with Adam Gase, but I'm okay with being fair with Adam Gase. I think him not being able to have a good quarterback, I think him play. Look at all the injuries we have. And every football team has injuries. I get that. But when you're losing,
but with our talent level, we could not withstand the amount of injuries that we had.
Exactly. You're missing your top two linebackers. You're missing, Copeland, who's good.
The guy that you quoted, that was anti-Gase. I forget the guy's name. But the thing is what play would he call with Falk in the game? Like, Falk can hit an open receiver.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to mix things up now. We're gonna complicate it. Like, that pick six, that was a great play call. The only thing was the ball got out there 3 seconds too late.
Oh, yeah. Look, I blame Luke Falk more than I blame Adam Gase right now. And I think most Jet fans are probably okay admitting that. Now, if Sam Darnold plays horribly because of the play calling, like if it's clearly like, hey, this is bad. Now, Buffalo was such a good defense that I really think our game plan could be better in the future going against a lesser defense with Darnold at the helm.
But Sam didn't look right in that game.
No, he didn't. You could tell. You're like, look, something's
game.
off. Like, is he hurt? Something doesn't feel right. He didn't look like the guy.
Something was off with that. Yeah, I'm not trying to make excuses or
no, but I agree. I'm 100% on board with this.
But the thing is, you cannot hold Gase accountable for any innovation in the offense when the kid can't make a simple decision to hit a wide receiver on a play. Because when's the last time we hit a wide receiver?
Dude, it's bad. I mean, the fact that the only touchdowns that we have scored was week 1 with Darnold to Bell and on a trick play with an end around. Like, if you're scoring on a trick play, that's kind of like a cop-out. Like, I'm sorry. Our defense they have held their own. Greg Williams is as advertised. All the players that we have on defense have been fighting their hearts out. And I feel bad that they're getting a worse rap than they should because of what the offense is doing. And there is no excuse. Like, Adam Gase needs to take responsibility for the offense, but I cannot. I'm not saying fire Gase yet.
With who? Falk? You're going to hold him responsible for Falk? Listen, I'm all for holding his feet to the fire. Okay, we should be at max protect, 2 tight ends, 2 running backs in the backfield, chip somebody, play a short game. I gotcha. Okay, that's what I would do. But I just think that holding Gase accountable for this guy Falk, it's not his fault. He should never be there.
Dude, I completely agree. Look, if you have Luke Falk playing as your starting quarterback, and look, he's still trying to kind of say, like, look, he thinks Gase is riding Peyton's coattails. I agree. I said it when he was first hired. I was like, this guy has not done anything. He had Peyton Manning, who led this entire offense. But you look at what he did with Ryan Tannehill when Ryan Tannehill was healthy. And Ryan Tannehill is the backup quarterback for Marcus Mariota, who is a bad quarterback. So you're saying that his best quarterback outside of Peyton Manning, if you're not talking about Sam Darnold, is Ryan Tannehill. Like, I really think that you have to take things with a grain of salt and sort of look at it. Like, Miami's a bad team. And yes, Gase is part of it, but, I don't know. I am okay giving him a little bit benefit of the doubt.
The only criticism I could give Gase at this point is during the press conference when he's saying guys are running the wrong routes, doing the wrong things during the play, we're in week 5 now. You as a coach should have that cleaned up. Forget the quarterback
I agree.
play.
Dude, you got 10 seconds.
Don't tell me the wide receiver ran the wrong route.
Yeah, no, you are the head coach. You need to get this fixed. 2,
right,
1.
You have to.
Ejected from the cockpit. Sorry, dude. Love you. Call again, dude. Or call back next week. Whichever one. I'm good with it. Got Grandpa Mark. He's been calling in. Been calling in. He called in once, as far as I can see. Then we got another buddy in there. Don't know who the other guy is, but I'm all about it. That's cool. I get suggestions on Google Voice for who has called in. My top one is Grandpa Mark. Number 2, Detonator 10. Number 3, Chris. I'm assuming that's Chris from Florida. Then I got #Sports Mario. And I got Gangrene David as my top 5, which is weird. And I think that's probably because I only have those guys in my phone. If I don't have them in my phone, like Vinny calls in all the time. Vinny should probably be on there. But for some reason, I don't have Vinny's phone number in there. Because I don't want to kick you guys off by accident as I'm doing all this stuff. I'm like trying to maneuver these different things. Oh, God. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. We got the Browns 3-14. They're losing to the 49ers, and Baker looks bad. Here we go. Everybody's favorite.
Grandpa Mark.
Grandpa Mark. Welcome to the Cockpit, brother.
Well, thank you for welcoming me. How are you?
I'm hanging in there, dude. I'm having a hard time watching our Jets right now.
Oh, they stink.
Dude, they're so bad. It really hurts. And it ultimately stems from the Jets have not drafted an offensive weapon in the first round since like Santana Moss. And the offensive line hasn't been addressed since 2006 in the first round. You can't build an offense when you have drafted like Edoga and like I think it was Shell and Herndon, and that's like all you've drafted for the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, Shell was what? Shell was
it's like a 6th-round pick.
Yeah, 5th or 6th
Yeah,
in
he was
2015.
Yeah, yep.
Something like that. Yeah, no, look. I think all of these problems, besides Gase, I can't stand Gase. I know you want to give him some time, and I know there's a lot of people out there that feel the same way, and I can't gauge how good of a coach he is, but this guy stinks.
My biggest thing is I don't think if we were to fire Gase at the end of this year, I don't think you're getting a good coach to come in here. I think you need to give Gase time. If you fire a coach after 1 year, especially when he didn't have any say in the players that were coming in, that is a red flag for me, and I don't think that's what good organizations do. I think you have to stick with a coach, and you have to like just ride it out. You know, give him at least 2 years. If things don't get better by the end of next year, and I don't think the offensive line is going to be fixed by next year. I think it's going to take 2 off seasons, which is kind of the whole argument with. I don't know if you were in here earlier. We talked about the rationale behind trading Sam Darnold if you have a top 3 pick. And the idea is if you were to trade down in the draft, you would not net as much in draft capital as you would moving Sam Darnold. And with that 3rd pick, you could draft a quarterback that you have under contract for 5 years as opposed to Darnold with 3 years left.
Yeah, no, I think...
Not that I don't want to trade Darnold at all.
Yeah,
he's the truth. I believe it.
I think everybody on this team is tradable with the exception of Sam Darnold.
I agree.
Everybody else can go. If Adams is unhappy or we can get picks and players back for him, get rid of them. Same thing with Bell. All of these guys, anybody at any time is tradable.
Yeah,
but like I said, no, Sam would not be. I don't think Sam's name is on the table at all.
I really hope it's not. It can't be.
At least not for a couple of years.
Yeah, I agree.
You can't do that. It's really what pisses me off about this whole mess is that, once again, I'm watching the game with a few of my friends, and we're all older guys, all old-time Jet fans. And once again, we all look at each other and we say, holy shit, this is almost the exact same blueprint of that 96 team.
Yep.
I mean, the same exact stuff. And I mean on every level, Ryan. I'm not just talking about the play. I'm talking about the hype, everything.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know if you remember because you're, 29, 30?
I was young. Yeah, I'll be 30 in November.
Okay, so I mean, before that, we went through one season of Kotite in '95,
Yep.
and then in '96, what did the Jets do? They went out, they signed Neil O'Donnell. Okay, they signed Neil O'Donnell, they signed Jumbo Elliott, they signed David Williams, two top tier, a top tier right guard and a top tier left guard.
Yep.
That was the year that they drafted Keyshawn.
Yep.
All right. And also that was the year that Crabette finally made it to a starting position.
Yep.
So, I mean, and the defense, the Jets had a fairly good defense that year, too. I mean, if you go back and you look at the roster, there were a lot of good players on that team. So, I mean, the same thing that year, going into that year, all the hype, that was going to be the year and this and that and blah, 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 all the bullshit. And it's the same damn thing as coach. I'm telling you, these guys or these players, they don't want to play for this guy. And he cannot motivate them to play.
You're talking about Gase?
Yeah, I'm talking about Gase. It is so Kotitian.
The fear for me...
It's amazing.
Look, I believe the guys did want to play for him to start the season because when Bell came over, one of the first things he was talking about with Gase was, hey, this guy came up to me and said, what do you like running? And if you can get the key players on your team to buy in, the rest of the players are going to buy in. Like, I think Sam, company man, buying in. Jamal Adams, company man, buying in. Mosley, company man, buying in. Bell, same thing. I think all these guys are on the same page. I think we just lack the talent. And, I think Gase just knows, it's like, I don't know what to do right now. Like, it sucks. And I'm going to be a Gase apologist right now until I see him with Darnold, and I want to see how it moves on. Like, I don't like his play calling. I didn't like his play calling in Miami. I didn't like his play calling, week one. But I have excuses. And I don't want to cut a guy before the excuses have run out. Like, I want to see, because I don't think we can get a good head coach. Now, if Harbaugh wants to come in, not the Baltimore one, the Michigan one, if Harbaugh's an option, throw silly money at him. 10 years, $10 million a year, just get him in the building. Whatever it is. I'm fine with that because I think he could work his magic. And I do think his message gets old real quick because I think his coaching style does not necessarily translate long-term for an NFL franchise. I think it's kind of like a Greg Williams where the guys kind of like get pissed off at the guy after a while. But I don't.
Well, look. What you have to look at it like what Leon Hess did after that '96 season. You have to finally come to an epiphany that you need a real football coach to come in here and coach this team. I mean, when he fired Kotite, first of all, I don't know if you remember, but, he had to tamper with Parcells to get him here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you remember the whole fiasco, the whole debacle that happened. But I mean, this is what the Johnsons finally have to sit down and say to themselves, what the hell are we doing here? We got to get our shit together.
Now, who is that coach that the Jets need to pseudo-tamper with? Like, let's say Tom Brady retires after this year, and Belichick's pissed at Kraft, and he's just like, hey, you know what? You traded away Garoppolo, the guy that I wanted to be the heir apparent to Brady. And
Ryan, Belichick would never come to
No. Well, that's because he left because of the Johnsons anyway. He knew the Johnsons were going to buy it, and he was out. But I don't know. I don't know who that quarterback or who that coach is going to be that the Jets could. I think Harbaugh's one of them. I think that could be one that guys would buy into. They're like, okay, this guy knows how to develop a quarterback.
Yeah, no, look, the both of those brothers, the Harbaugh brothers, they're both terrific coaches, but,
I would have traded picks for the Baltimore Harbaugh, like, no questions asked. I wanted him so bad this offseason, and they were just not going to let him go. I think he's one of the best head coaches in the NFL.
But, it's like I've said this before. I know I'm talking about strictly now. I'm not talking about X's and O's and all that. I'm talking about motivating your players. Now, the perfect example, once again, is that '97 season when Parcells came in here.
Yep.
When you look at that offensive line, like I said, the year before they went out and they brought in Jumbo Elliott, they brought in David Williams to be the bookends for the line, but we had a lousy center. We had an okay right guard, a guy named Matt O'Dwyer. I don't know if you remember him. Then there was a guy, the left guard. His name was, I think, Harry Galbraith or something like that. The only change that Parcells made on that line from
Kevin
the 96 to 97, no, that was 98.
Oh, damn it. I knew it was right around there.
97, the only guy that he changed was the left guard, Galbraith. He brought in Robert Williams from the Giants, and that team went from 1-15, and with basically the same offensive line, they won 9 games because Parcells and his crew were able to motivate these guys.
Now, do you think there's a different tactic in motivation now? You're talking like 20 years later than there was in 1996, 97, 98. Because it feels like a very different NFL and it feels like a very different world. Because now that social media is a thing, you can't. It's very hard to compare pre-social media to post-social media. Like,
yeah, but Ryan, what the hell does social media have to do with being on the practice field?
The practice field, look, I think the style of player is clearly different, and I notice it. So the position I'm in at work is I hire guys to do different jobs, and there is a very clear work ethic difference between the guys that I see that are younger and the guys that I see that are slightly older. Now, that could just be with maturity and whatnot, and I'm sure when I was younger, I wasn't quite the same. Didn't have quite the same work ethic that I do now. But there is a distraction that is constantly there, and they're just always on their phone, no matter what. Like, I have a very hard time. I'm probably one of the last kind of age groups that got to deal with, like, I didn't get texting until I was a junior in high school. I didn't get a cell phone until I was in high school, and the only reason I had it was to, like, get picked up from school for sports, and I left it in my backpack most of the time, and it died. My parents were like, why do you have a cell phone if you're just going to let it die? I was like, I don't care, like, whatever, and it was just not a thing. Now I'm on my phone, not all the time, but a lot, and I think when you get people that are younger on their phone all the time, they're watching what people are saying about them. And I find it a lot. Like, I'll wind up checking the YouTube comments a lot, and I see how many likes I got and how many things like that. And it's addicting. There's a dopamine hit every time you look at it. So there is a very addictive aspect to social media that I think there's a validation that players get. You know, as stupid as it is, the Madden ratings. People see, Joey Bosa got X Madden rating, but this guy only got this much. Clearly this guy's better than this guy, and now there's, it's stupid that that's what you could think of, but I get it. I understand why that's there. There's a reason why. What?
Well, let me just say this. I know I brought this up to you about a month ago. Maybe one of the ways Gase could change things is, and I know this is to me, it's not petty. Why the hell does he have a goddamn DJ on the practice field?
Yeah, the first time I had that experience going to practice, it was the only time I've ever been to a practice was this past August, and there was a DJ there. I was like, oh, this is weird. Maybe this is what they do all the time. And I get it. Like, guys get hyped up. They're listening to music. There's a part of it part of my job is dissecting.
Wait a minute, Ryan. Do you think in a million years that a coach like Bill Parcells would have a DJ on the practice field and let his players run up to the DJ and say, hey, man, play this song, and hey, man, play that song? Do you think that would ever happen?
No, but hear me out on this. There's a few things that I am okay with this sort of thinking, and I'm okay with different teaching styles and whatnot. The DJ on the field, you have to be able to yell over the noise that's coming. So it simulates sort of a crowd noise without having like a fake crowd.
Oh, come on, Ryan.
Shut up.
Come on.
I'm talking.
No,
We're talking here.
Ryan. No.
Number
because
two,
now
when
you're being ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, but when I used to work out in the gym and you heard a good song come on, there was just that little extra juice to be like, okay, here we go. Like, and there's a fun aspect to it. There's, you want to have guys having fun at practice. Now, if they're clowning around, like I didn't see one guy go up to the DJ the entire time while I was there that wanted to play a song. Like that was not a thing. That didn't happen. I don't know. Maybe it happens across the other times. Like I think you mentioned Robbie Anderson went up and tried to get a song played at one point, but like I didn't see anything during that entire practice. It felt like they were dialed in, but it's also practice. Like if you're playing against, what I would like to see more of is like team versus team practices. So you're in a controlled environment and you're going against someone who's going to give their all trying to impress the other coach. Like there's guys that are probably taking plays off slightly because they're like, hey, it's practice. I don't need to go this hard. But if you're going against another team, I think there's a little more juice added to that. I think that's something they could change. Look, I don't necessarily agree with the music. Like for all I knew, they could have done that prior to this. I didn't know it was a specific Gase thing. But I don't know. I'm okay seeing anything different based on what I saw. Like these guys came out of the bye and looked like a Todd Bowles team out of the bye. That's what concerns me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree with you. But this whole music thing, I mean, look, I played in high school. I went to Michigan State. I used to watch them practice. I've gone to hundreds of Jets practices over the years. I have never in my life heard of a DJ on the field. Ever. Maybe there's other teams that do it. But you want to know something? Those teams are probably the Miamis and the Washingtons and the Cincinnatis. I mean, look, I'm not saying that that's the exact reason why they're losing, but I'm talking about the atmosphere that he sets for the team, and that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's a different style of player now than there was 20 years ago, but having fun and getting the most out of players, there's two different things in that. And I notice it with the style of management that I have versus the style of bosses that I have been under in the past. And guys that are a little more strict, you're probably getting a little bit more out of your employees than maybe my style of managing is. I do think there is a difference. Like you might be more apt to get guys stay longer with a team-friendly coach like a Rex Ryan. Like guys might give a little bit more to someone like that. Where if you have a authoritarian, dictator-esque coach, they might get the most out of him for a few seasons, and then like the Belichick method doesn't always work. And that's you watch the head coaches you watch the assistants that have left New England to go to other places, and that coaching style has not worked because they don't have Tom Brady, they don't have the backing of it, and it's hard to have that style of coaching if there's no merit to it. And right now, any coach that's coming into the Jets is not going to have that merit. So the Jets are kind of in a weird loop.
Wait a minute. Did I just hear you say that Belichick's methods don't work?
With his assistant head coaches going elsewhere, yes. So like Charlie Weiss going elsewhere, or McDaniels going to Denver, or I don't know, any one of them. I don't think there's been one good coach from the Belichick coaching tree that has actually had success.
Yeah, but you want to know something? Who cares?
Well,
What's
that's just
the
it.
difference? He's got 6 Super Bowls, and he has won his division every year for like the last 19 years.
Well, part of that's got to be Brady taking half of what he's worth. That is the biggest piece of the puzzle that people just do not bring up enough. The fact, like, oh, Brady's a great guy, he's a great quarterback, Belichick is a great coach. They are. Yes, all those things are true. But when if Aaron Rodgers took $15 million a year, that team would be in the Super Bowl almost every year. There's like, I'm sorry. That is a insanely distinct advantage that the Patriots have over the rest of the entire NFL, outside of the teams that have like a rookie quarterback. And outside of the rookie quarterback, you know, they're 5 years in the league. Tom Brady is 15 years in the league, taking half of what he should.
Yeah, no, look, Tom Brady the whole Brady thing, that's just a unique situation.
Yeah, but I think that plays that's a huge thing. When you have such a good talent like that buying into the head coach's style, it works. Now, Darnold could buy into a authoritarian kind of style of coach, but that doesn't mean that, you know, it's going to work, because Darnold does not carry the clout that Tom Brady does. It just doesn't happen.
Right. Well, also, you have to understand, sure, and a guy like a Bill Parcells, who obviously was authoritative, he also surrounded himself with the players that would buy into him and buy into his style. He didn't allow himself to have players that didn't buy in. So, I mean, you know, it works both ways. Sure. And if a player didn't buy into his system, he got rid of him.
Now, I'll say this. Free agency is totally different now than what it was when when Parcells was here. Because of the way the salary cap has increased in such a way and the rookie pay scale, good free agents just aren't really hitting free agency anymore. Teams are able to retain the good free agents, and the only ones that are hitting the market are guys that, like, they don't want to spend the money on. And that's why free agency is a very tough thing to go into. Like, there's not too many wins that you get out of free agency. The Jets hit on Mosley. The Jets hit on Bell. But unfortunately, we have not hit on anything since. Since before then, even. Like, Tremaine Johnson, flop. You look at all the centers that we've signed over the last, 2-3 years. All flopped. Free agency is very tough to get better in, and you have to be able to draft. So I think that's where it comes in with the Jets, is we just need to draft better, and Joe Douglas is our hope, the hope that we're going to draft better.
Hey, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I just can't stand Gase. I can't stand the way he coaches.
Yep.
I can't stand his offense. I can't stand anything about the guy. But lastly, before you let me go, I just wanted to say that that guy that you're going to be doing a show with, Matt O'Leary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that guy.
I like him
really
a lot.
do.
I've watched a little bit of Howie. I watched David. I watched Ian. Matt O'Leary's got a very good knowledge skill set, and I'm shocked he doesn't have more subscribers than he does, because he's someone that I have watched probably since he was about, I don't know if he was under 100 subs, but probably about 200 subs, because I try to catch, you know, if I see new people pop up on trending or anything like that, or, you know, similar videos, I'll try to jump in and kind of watch their stuff, and he knows what he's talking about, and I do like that about him. And he brings up, he's not the overly optimistic Jet fan either.
No, not at all. And that's one of the things I like about him. But what I like about him is, he says it like it is, and he you know, he emphasizes his opinions, and he's very concise, and he's really good. He's real good. So I'm glad that you're able to do something with this guy.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be good. I think between him, Howie, and David, I think the four of us represent slightly different tiers of thought processes. And I think Howie and O'Leary are probably closer on their end. And then I would say O'Leary and I are probably closer. And then David and I sort of blend together. Like, it's all sort of linked together, almost like the Olympic rings. There's like sort of common threads between like a few of them, but not through, like, you know, the ones on the other ends.
Right. Okay. And now, just very lastly.
Sure.
Joker, thumbs up, thumbs down.
Thumbs up. I give it a good watch. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I'm not saying anything besides that. But I think you should definitely go see it. And I won't say the only reason, but one of the main reasons I saw that movie was because you told me that Joaquin Phoenix was going to have a great role in it, and he's my second favorite Joker. I still think the Heath Ledger Joker was just phenomenal. It's different in that it's more of a psychological look in at the Joker as opposed to the psychotic that Ledger was, I guess. So that's sort of the difference between the two, but I really liked it. It was really good. I definitely suggest seeing it.
Yeah, no, I can't wait to see it. But all right, man. Yeah, this week I think it's going to be another major disappointment, but that's not going out on a limb. So, but anyway,
look, I hear you.
All right, man, eject me.
All right, dude, you're out. Boom! That was Grandpa Mark calling in on the phone.
That's it. You're out
Ejected
of
from
here.
the cockpit. It's kind of cool. I give him a little bit more time because you guys like him. Everyone likes the... Ryan, can you read the chat? Okay, you know what? Fine. We're going away from the voice calls, taking it away. We're going to go back to the chat for the last 12 minutes of this. What do we got going on? Fire Kitchens, T-Jazz. What did you say before? T-Jazz, let's find out. If he goes 2-3, he stays. 0-3 with the next 3 weeks, he fires Sam. No, I don't. If we go 0-3 the next 3 weeks with Sam, it's not great. Man, Bloodlust, not liking the Adam Gase calls on me, which is fine. I'm okay with you guys not liking Adam Gase. I'm not defending Adam Gase. It's more so I do not believe the Jets are going to be able to find a competent head coach after firing Adam Gase after 1 year. 1 year where he lost his quarterback, he lost both linebackers, he lost their top wide receiver. They were without their tight end for the start of the season. There's a lot that is going in Gase's favor as far as, look what happened to me. Look what I had to work with. Now, you look at Minshew, you look at Kyle Allen, you look at the guys around the league, like Mason Rudolph, there's production out of those teams. Now, I do think those rosters are significantly better than what the Jets have, but there's that, hey, this is what happened to me with the whole Adam Gase start to this season. And I don't think we're going to be able to get a good coach if we fire Gase like that. If we keep Gase next year, he doesn't do well, Douglas is still going to bring in the players that he wants. He's going to bring in offensive linemen. Offensive linemen are going to be able to translate from system to system. That's just what's going to happen. I'm holding my judgment. It's not like you guys have seen some of the videos that I made. I wasn't high on Adam Gase when we signed him. I've bought into it because I've listened to the hype. I've listened to multiple other people talk about him, and I've seen the players at least look excited to work with him. So there's these things that give me hope with Adam Gase. But I was a McCarthy guy. I can't say it enough. And look, there's knocks against McCarthy too. There was no perfect candidate this offseason. But at least McCarthy got a lot out of Brett Favre when he first got there. I think he made a great player out of Aaron Rodgers. Now, maybe Rodgers would be great either way. I can't say that. And you know what? Maybe McCarthy held back Aaron Rodgers the last little bit of his career. But maybe he would have turned, Darnold into a great quarterback. Are the lines open? Detonator. I just turned off the lines because I'm going to focus on the chat for the next 9 minutes of the broadcast. I was going to stay on for the duration of the football game, but I don't think we're going to do that. I think we're just going to hang out for this. Ryan, the best thing we could do is if the Johnson brothers fire Gase and give the keys to Joe to bring in who he wants. Who would fire Gase? Would it be the Johnson brothers, or would Douglas have say in that? Because, I'll be honest, I don't think we're going to get anyone. Who are you getting? If you get Harbaugh, that's something that I think you could get. And, the fan base will be like, okay, look, we got a legit guy. This guy's won in the NFL. He's been to a Super Bowl. This is someone we can get behind. before we totally ruin Darnold. Look, that's the biggest fear is you ruin Darnold, or at least you get to the point where Darnold is going to be fantastic, and he's like, hey, I'm not signing long-term here because this team's a fucking train wreck. That's something that could definitely happen. Mark Myers, thank you. See you next Monday night. I appreciate you hanging out with me. T-Jazz Jr., I was a Kingsbury guy. Look, I like Cliff. There's nothing like... I would probably prefer Cliff's thing. Big Green, you guys answering the phone? No, sorry, I'm not answering the phone. I turned the phone off. That's why the number's not there anymore. Let's take a look at the chat. I just want to talk to you guys. Hear a little bit about you. Talk a little bit. Come on, I couldn't go in. Oh, God. Douglas has full control. Douglas has no say in it. No, I don't think Douglas has any say in it. I think they're both report. Yeah. Garcus is right. It's the owner. The owner's here. And then it's GM and head coach. They're on equal footing. Which apparently more teams do that than I thought. And that's, I guess, good that we're not the only ones that do it. Because I thought that was kind of weird. Talk to me on the phone. Oh, God damn it, Big Green. Okay. You know what? We got 7 minutes. 7 minutes. 7 minutes. You guys get me to get back on the phone? Fine. Call in. I'm opening the phone lines back up. You know what? No. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to call you. It's happening.
Hey, what's going on?
Say what's up, dude. I answer your phone calls, and by phone calls, I mean I call you.
That's awesome. Yeah, there were stipulations to Joe Douglas come here, because originally he declined multiple times.
That's what I heard. I think that Douglas. I don't think Douglas has full control. I think he's got full control of the roster, but I don't think that he's got the ability to fire the head coach. Now he could probably pressure ownership to do it, and I think there's probably
he's gonna pull a Gase.
He's gonna pull a what?
He's gonna pull Adam Gase.
Look, he just starts throwing his weight around. I have a hard time blaming Gase too much right now. Like, I don't like his play calling, but the offensive line's terrible, and he doesn't have his quarterback.
Well, we had the same offensive line last year, and they've regressed, and we've added new pieces.
Is that a Loggins kind of thing, though? I don't know how much Gase has on the actual offensive line. Like, is he dictating, man scheme or fucking zone blocking scheme?
No, but we have one of the best offensive line coaches that we got from, I forgot who.
That's what I've heard. Look, that's what I've heard.
Cowboys offensive line up there.
But, dude, they've invested a lot of high first-round talent into it. There's no part of me that thinks if he was able to create a great offensive line out of, like, popsicle sticks and bubblegum, now you got something there. But he's had first-round talent to work with.
By is what it seems like.
Yeah. Dude, the Cowboys have spent a ton of money on that on that offensive line, and that's what the Jets need to do.
Yeah, that's what the Saints did. I think they have 2 first-rounders and then 7 second-rounders on their offensive line. And they're always in contention.
I think the Saints having, because they hit, what was it, Rag something or other. That was the tackle or the guard they took 2 years ago. They hit on Kamara. They hit on the corner. They had a good draft that just netted them, 3 of the best players to come out in a while at those particular positions. And the Jets just haven't hit on anyone.
Todd Bowles wanted Kamara.
That's true.
Look, I didn't.
Yeah, Kamara, was he a 3rd-round pick?
I don't remember.
I think I'd have to look it up. From the people that I know in positions that I trust, the Jets were going to take Kamara, and they didn't get the opportunity to. That was the verbiage that I heard on the situation. And then I want to say the Jets wanted Budda Baker instead of May. I think that was the other move. Not that I don't like May. I like May. I just wish he would stay.
I like May. I think May could be as good as Adams. That might be a hot take, but
Well, that's just
Is
it.
what
Like,
it is.
if May's going to be good and May can stay healthy, do you keep May and you trade Adams for whatever you can get? Like, I want to keep Jamal Adams. I'm not a big, like, trade Jamal guy, but I understand the rationale behind it.
Depends what we can get for him.
Yeah, I agree.
mean, I'm cool. I'm cool with trading for Jalen Ramsey because we were very thin at corner as well, and hopefully maybe a pick out of it or an offensive lineman. I mean, we had 10 offensive linemen on our roster, and Gase hasn't been switching anybody out. I mean, he did this week because we had no other choice.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at what happened the last few weeks, like week 1, okay, was bad. You're going up a good defense. Let's try it again. Okay, we got, what was it, Monday night? Hey, or was it Monday night? Yeah.
Browns.
Yeah. So it's like, all right, let's see what they do after a week gelled together. Khalil hadn't been playing. These guys are working together. Now, after Monday night, you have a short week, and you go against the Patriots. And you're like, okay, well, now we have our third-string quarterback. We're going against the Patriots. Let's see what happens. So the Jets were dealt kind of a bad hand to start the season. So he changes it after the bye week when they have some time to practice and they kind of reset. And we've seen
how'd that show off?
Alex Lewis looks like he's going to be good. At least from what I've seen.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I'm okay admitting that Lewis is probably the best offensive lineman that we've had so far, at least graded out the best. Now,
Well, I'm thinking Adoga will, but he just hasn't been getting reps, in my opinion.
that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping Udoga is going to be the guy that, kind of turns it around. He's younger. He looked good in the preseason against lower competition, vanilla defenses. But if this guy gets practice, he was pretty good against the pass in college. So I'd like to see that,
Yeah. PFF
let's try to
had him
feed
ranked
into
at
it.
like 96 point something.
Yeah, I like what I've seen out of Udoga prior to last game. Like, I understand it's his first time starting. Let's see what happens.
Will he be starting this upcoming week?
Probably. I would say so. I think they'll give him another shot. I think they've probably seen enough out of Shell. I thought Shell was going to be able to stay next year, and he was a healthy scratch. So that tells me they're not high on him.
Yep, now Beecham and Winters now.
Yeah, I think we might see if Lewis sticks, if he continues to be above average, if he sticks, we could probably see 4 new offensive linemen next year.
Which would be great.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, there's no one that I really want to hold on to of this entire group.
Yeah, I think we're one of the most expensive offensive lines. And
yeah, we're like
the
top
last
5,
rank.
I think, is what it is.
Yeah, and we're ranked last.
Yeah, I want to say we're 28th. T-Jazz Jr.,
Yeah.
Ryan, can we please do the stream until the end of the game? Because this is straight the best stream of the week. I've been looking at the chat. It's like the 3rd time you said it. I'll keep going a little bit longer. But, if I'm going to do this, I might have to take a leak. But we'll see. I'm going to keep this going. I'm on, my 4th spiked Arnold Palmer, and I got work in the morning. So
I thought you were drinking Swiss teas.
no, I got my spiked. Where is it? Spiked Arnold Palmer. It's pretty good. I got it 2 weeks ago, maybe. I got a few beers in the cabinet that I got to crack out. But Monday's my drinking day, hanging out with you guys.
Oh, what is your day off?
No, not my day off. I had work earlier today. We have so many outings where I'm working right now, and I don't get to really enjoy time. Like, I had Saturday, Sunday off. Like, I could have made a video on one of those days, but I just needed to hit the reset button. Like, I worked probably 66 hours last week, and I was shot. I was like, all right, I'm tired. Once we get into November, I'm going to do more streams. I'm probably going to I'll do my Monday stream on YouTube, and then I'll probably do 2 more additional streams on Sportscaster exclusively. So, if you guys don't follow me on Sportscaster,
I honestly don't even know what Sportscaster is. Why don't you explain it to everybody what it is?
So Sportscaster, what it is a it's a website where it's all guys that talk sports, and it's a lot of fans that get, they pop on for an hour, half hour, whatever it is, and they talk live sports, or they call the game themselves. It's basically you are the sportscaster for the game that you're watching. So I'm streaming right now on Sportscaster while the Monday night game is on. And there's a 0 latency, which is, or very, less than a second latency between the video going out and it being posted, and that's huge. Where YouTube, like right now, me streaming to YouTube, it's like a 30-second delay or something like that. So it's tough with calling a sports game because you're seeing a delayed reaction there. With Sportscaster, they are supporting the channel, and I might try to do more live streams over there just to, help them grow their platform a little bit more. And I have fun with it, so I want to see if we can gain some steam over there. Obviously, my YouTube is going to be my main focus once we get into the off season. I like doing my channel seems to do well with the 4 to 6 minute videos of like sort of the fun, I don't know, animations and whatnot, and the live takes or the takes that I have on things. The live aspect of my show, like the Cockpit streams, I've noticed we've been hovering right around 30 people, and I can't tell if that's just because we're bad or if because maybe it's Monday Night Football. Maybe I just need to change the time and the day that I'm doing these live streams. Like maybe Monday Night Football isn't the way to be doing it because people are going to watch the Monday Night Football game and not tune in here.
Yeah, I think that would be it.
That's probably pretty strong. Now
I think you need a pre-football maybe. I don't know.
I
don't know. I don't even know.
Because we had way more viewers in the off season. When we were on the off season, we had like 60 to 100 viewers like pretty consistently for like a while. And I don't know if that's just because they've learned to watch me and they're like, well, this guy sucks and like he's not good live. Like, okay, that could be it. That could certainly be the case. Or it could just be that I have bad timing and the Jets are bad and it's kind of a wombo combo of a few things, which is probably true.
What do you think of how Gase handled the whole quarterback situation, not signing Osweiler or anybody really?
I think he understood if Darnold's dead in the water, the Jets are dead in the water, and I'm kind of okay with it. Like, I want us to
I'm tired of losing seasons.
Yeah, look, I want us to be competitive, and when Darnold comes back, look, I don't want a top 5 pick. I would like us to win 6-7 games, wind up with a middle of the pack, pick, and at least have hope.
I wouldn't like that. I mean, I'd rather win it all, but I mean, I'd rather.
Well, yeah, no, but look, we're 0-4 right now. If Darnold comes back, let's say we go 8-8. Best case scenario, 8-8. We lose to the Patriots, we lose to Baltimore, and maybe the Cowboys. Say we best case scenario we go 8-8. I'm okay with that because I think that gets offensive. Not even just offensive, but I think that gets free agents interested in Darnold. I think you could sell fans on, hey, if Darnold was healthy, this team makes the playoffs. You come here, we definitely make the playoffs. Like, I think that's something you could sell a free agent with.
Okay.
If the Jets were to bottom out, it's going to be a very hard sell for a free agent to come here. But maybe that's what needs to happen. Maybe it's the Jets need to draft well. Which is, we've been saying it for a while. The Jets haven't had a good draft in a long time. I thought this was going to be a good draft. Like, I thought Ja'Kai Polite, I thought he was going to be fantastic for us, and he just didn't want it. And he's been cut from 2 teams now. Is he even in the league anymore? I don't think he is. He got cut from the Seahawks practice squad. Like, that's just how bad this guy is. And I could not have been more wrong. Dude, I could not have been more wrong. J Penn, 99 cents. Thank you, my dude. I appreciate it.
All right, now, what are you thinking? Well, how we can get more draft picks other than getting rid of our big guys? Who is worth anything?
Look, I would trade Robbie right now for a 4th round pick. Is tough for me. If I get a 3rd for Robbie, I'd probably do it.
Maybe we can get more for him late in towards the end of October, right on the cusp of the deadline.
He's one that I think we could get more for at the deadline because his contract's cheap. It could be someone who's missing that deep threat. Maybe Tyreek Hill gets injured again or something. Maybe they're like, yo.
I was thinking that. I was thinking the Chiefs. I was thinking dealing Leo out to the Chiefs or the Colts.
Dude, I would.
I know we traded with the Colts lately.
I would give Leo away, and I would eat his contract. If that could get us a pick, like could not have been more sure that we are definitely getting rid of not even getting rid of. We're just not even going to attempt to sign Leo. Like, I don't even think we're going to offer him like a contract.
Yeah, I don't think we'll offer him anything.
It's just going to be like, look, test the market, see what you can get, come back to us, let's see what it is, and then if you sign somewhere else, no love lost. We didn't draft you. He flopped so hard. I thought he was going to be really good. I gave him a lot of credit with the pressures that he had, and maybe our defense was just. Well, I can't even say our defense was better. Like, I think our defense is better this year than it was in like years past. Like, I think we are actually playing well. Our offense just cannot do anything.
Put him in at offensive line. Maybe we'll have more success.
Well, that's the thing. Like, why not give that a shot? Like, if he's not playing well in defensive tackle, like, yo, your job is to push people around. Like, let's try making you push people around on the other side of the ball. Because if he's gonna play well, dude, why not? Like, throw a fucking curveball. I'm okay with it. What's the worst thing that happens? He's got 1 tackle last game. 1 tackle.
Yeah.
Like
4 tackles in 4 games.
Yeah, like just roll the dice. Who cares? Like, I would throw any big body behind that offensive line. Not that you necessarily know, what you need to know, but we had Sheldon Richardson in as fullback. Why not?
Yeah, there you go.
Give it a whirl, dude. Who knows? Maybe Leonard Williams is a beast at pushing people around. It's possible.
Yeah, imagine that. Imagine that we keep him as an offensive lineman.
Dude, I would that would be fascinating. It really would. I want to see. God, I don't know. I don't understand. What?
Mm-hmm. What else? Who else do you think we could do? What else can we get? I think Bellamy. I'm not sure what he's due.
T Jazz Jr. $2 to the stream. We can go 9-7 maybe. Wishing, love the stream, Ryan. Thank you so much, T Jazz Jr. I appreciate the $2 donation. That's very nice of you. Say it again. Who could we trade? So Robbie Anderson is probably our most valuable trade asset outside of like
our top guys.
Yeah, outside of our top guys. And look, I don't think we'll get much from May because he's been injured, which is why Adams is a very valuable trade chip. I think if we could trade Jamal for
and I think May's undervalued, so I think we're going to sign him long term. We should at least.
I think we should too. I think we could get a good deal with May there, and I think Jamal is going to be the highest paid safety, and I don't think that necessarily wins you games. Which sucks because like I like Jamal and I would love to see him stay a lifetime Jet, but I understand where they're coming from with this if that's what they're going to do. And
yeah, we definitely need multiple first rounders for Jamal.
God, if we gave up Jamal, I don't know if there's a team that would give up 2 firsts. If you get 2 firsts, you pull the trigger and you just do it. I'm sorry, I love Jamal, but 2 first rounders for him is probably worth it. If we could get a first and a third, that's a lot for a strong safety. And the only thing that sucks with that is I think it drastically shakes up our locker room and shakes our fan base because Jamal has been such a integral piece of this identity change. And you also have to take into account Jamal has lobbied for the Jets to get free agents and to get guys here. Like there is rumors that Bell came here because of Jamal lobbying for him. Like of course the money was probably first and foremost, but Jamal like, hey dude, you got to come here. This is we're doing something special here. He gets the fans excited. Like I think there's value with Jamal outside of his on-the-field presence. I just think you have to understand if you don't move Jamal, it's probably taking you at least 2 years to rebuild this offensive line. Like you're not going to hit every single position in one offseason. And like you're not trading Tremaine Johnson. It's not happening. I would be shocked if Leo was able to get moved based on his cap hit. You're talking, say Darnold's off the books, or not off the books, like off, the trade block. It's real. Jamal's probably our biggest asset that you can move. Robbie's up there. Avery Williamson, maybe.
Yeah,
but
I'm thinking Avery as well.
But Avery's look. We might save $6.5 million against the cap if we cut Avery, and he's coming off an injury. Like, is there going to be a team that's going to give up enough for us to warrant, trading him? Like I don't know.
Is it worth a shot in the dark?
Look, if someone's going to give up a 6th-round pick, is that worth moving him because we were going to cut him anyway? I would.
Right, because I think Blake Cashman can step up and fill his shoes.
I do. Look, I was wrong on Cashman. I don't know if I was wrong, but I thought Cashman would make his name on special teams this year, but I also didn't think Mosley and Williamson would go down with injury. So I don't think I'm necessarily wrong, but I'm very pleased with what I'm seeing out of him so far. And I'm very happy with what I'm seeing out of the defense in general. Like, I think Greg Williams is a legit defensive
Yeah, I just don't
mastermind.
like that Marcus May is 30 yards back every play. I don't like that.
Yeah, well, I think they're very much in line with Jamal being the strong safety, May being the free safety, and just like ball hawking as best he can.
Yeah, I mean, I think they need to switch it up and bring them both in, swap them out here and there.
I would
But
like to
wanna
see them play a
Marcus
little
May
bit of
run a lot
corner too. I want to see like a lot of hybrid
Yeah.
stuff. I can't believe we didn't get Tyrann Mathieu. I wanted Tyrann Mathieu so bad last year. Like,
Can't play 3 safeties.
you don't need 3 safeties. That's just it. Because May, Jamal, and Matthew could all play corner. They can all play slot. They could all play safety. Like, it's just a total hybrid secondary. And you could have cut Buster Screen and brought in Tyrann Mathieu for less money. And, like, they didn't do
Yeah,
it.
I think Brian Poole's been doing pretty solid.
I like Poole a lot. I am a big fan of that Poole move. Between Poole, Crowder, Mosley, and Bell, like, I think this is probably our best offseason in terms of top-level acquisitions. Like, Tremaine Johnson didn't do crap for us, like,
$72 million.
at all. Oh, God, it's terrible. It's so bad. Who else we get? Spencer Long did not do anything for us. God, I'm trying to think of, like, any other sort of free agents that we've had recently. We really haven't hit the free agent market well. We had.
I mean, the Bills did great on that offensive line free agency.
Yeah, I wanted Mitch Morris in a bad way, and we couldn't get him. And there's no reason that we should have been out
No, we
big.
couldn't get him. We didn't offer him anything.
Well, maybe that's what it was. I heard we were going to talk to Paradis, but we wound up not doing it. I think they were fine with Harrison, and honestly, I don't know why Harrison is not our starting center.
I think if we get blown out by the Cowboys, they'll put him in.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But
I think they're going to keep
people,
trying.
I saw people commenting earlier. At least he's improved. I'm like, well, he couldn't get much worse.
Who's that?
Khalil.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he was bad. He was bad for a while. So having him, play not bad, not the worst thing that could happen. But I don't think we have much in terms of trade value across any of our players. Like, there's no one that I look at on the Jets other than Jamal, Darnold, like, that I'd really want. Like, you could argue Robbie, but even then, he's a one-trick pony. He's a sprinter down the field, and that's like it. And he's kind of a head case.
That we know of now.
Yeah.
Remember, Adam Gates wants to get him using multiple routes, but we can't have the quarterback have to throw it to him or offensive line to protect that quarterback.
Well, see, I think the issue with Robbie is our offensive line is so bad. I don't know if we can draw up a play where the quarterback has enough time to actually take advantage of his speed down the field, and that's what's frustrating. Like, I think Robbie is good. We just can't actually utilize him.
For God's sake.
Well, you could run some crossing routes. It's just our line is terrible.
Like how Adam Gates burned us all year last year on crossing routes.
You would think he would be doing that.
Adjust.
You would think he would be doing that. I don't know.
Yeah, but he uses that end around with that receiver he got. What is his name? Something Smith from the Texans. I'm like, who's this? Who's this guy? Like, why isn't Anderson doing this?
Yeah, you would think they'd be able to, like, actually take advantage of that sort of stuff. I don't know.
Yep, I don't know. But all right, I'll let other people call in if you're going to keep doing that. But I'm going to go watch this blowout.
Dude, I appreciate you, dude. Big Green, thank you for calling in. I will talk to you next week. Guys, it's 10:16. This game's a blowout. I got to go to the bathroom. So I think I'm going to call it. What's going to happen? Gonna go hang out. Can I show the game? It's Mickey. I can't show the game because YouTube would pull me down. I tried that once and they were like, not happening. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is the Cockpit. My name's Ryan. I was your pilot tonight. Take it easy, brothers. I'll see you here next week. Same time. T-E-T-A!